All right, guys, great seeing you. Thanks for joining me again on this Friday edition of Yogalates. I'll put the music up just a hair. We're going to start standing up, so get to your mat. Make sure you can see me wherever you are, whether we're up or down on the floor. Position your monitor accordingly. Start in a nice, comfortable, athletic stance. Hip width, wherever you feel good in the legs. Take a nice big breath in. Reach overhead, sun salutation. Let's do 3 breaths on the first one. Draw the abs tight, squeeze your glutes in, press your feet into the floor. 2 more breaths. Reaching as high up as you can through the fingers. Let's just start getting everything a good starting stretch. 1 more breath before we forward fold. Exhale down, relax into your legs. 3 breaths in our very first forward fold. Let's start stretching the hamstrings and low back. Of course, relaxing, folding a little deeper on your exhales. We always want to work through those sticking points every week. 2 more breaths. So 1 more breath into our forward fold, and we're going to build this sequence up 1 piece at a time. Unroll the spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Take a big breath in. Let's go to a standing back bend. Draw the abs tight, push the hips forward, and now reach behind you as far as you can to cactus arms. Pull the elbows back, open the hands up wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, and exhale forward. Fold for 3 breaths. We're going to go through that a couple more times to make it a little more fluid. In the nose, folding a little deeper on your exhales. 2 more breaths. Let's give it 1 more breath. Here we go. Unroll the spine. Take a big breath in. Standing back bend. Reach the arms up and back. Push your hips forward. Abs tight. Squeeze your glutes. Cactus arms. Pull the elbows down. Open the hands wide. Really open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale. Forward fold. Warming up the spine. Stretching the hamstrings. Stay fluid. 2 more breaths. I can't make up my mind on that music. I'm going to turn it back down. 1 click. There we go. I think that's the perfect volume, I hope. 2 breaths. Fold into the knees. If you need to soften the knees, or remember, if you need to stay up here, just work within your comfort and ability level. 1 more breath. Let's go through it 1 more time. Unroll the spine up. Take a nice big breath in as you bring the arms overhead, reaching higher, further up and back. Push your hips forward. Squeeze your glutes, abs tight. Now pull the elbows down and back. Open the hands. Pull the shoulder blades together. Stretch the chest. 1 more time. Last forward fold. See if you can get a little deeper. 3 breaths. Relax into your knees. Give it 1 more nice big breath in. And unroll the spine up. Take a breath in. Bring the arms overhead for 1 more nice big standing back bend to cactus arms. Reach. Pull the elbows down. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Open the chest. Okay. Let your arms come down, guys. Take a nice wide stance with your legs where you feel strong. Have your toes pointing forward. Bar your left arm across your chest. Left arm across the chest. Take a nice big breath in. And on your exhale, big twist through your hips and trunk to the right. Push on your elbow. 3 breaths. Barred arm twist. Stretching the shoulder blades, upper back. Twisting, pushing a little more on those exhales. Let's give it 1 more breath in our barred arm twist. Take a breath in, come back to the center nice and slow. Bar your right arm across your chest and exhale. As you go into the stretch, find your sticking point. 3 breaths. Twisting through the hips. Try to keep the feet stationary. 1 more breath in your barred arm twist. Come back to the center and get into a sumo fold. Bend your knees. You should have your feet out pretty wide, toes out. Take the hands to the floor. Let your knees bend as much as you want. So get the hands to the floor and then walk them back through the legs. Get as deep as you can. Let's get into that lower back. Once you get back as far as you can, if you want to keep letting your hips drop down, bend the knees more, open up the hips, stretch the inner thighs. 2 more breaths. For as much or as little of a bend in the knees as you like. Find a position that feels right for you. If you're feeling up for it, bend the knees more, let the hips drop down more as you walk those fingertips back. 1 more breath. We're going to go to wide leg, downward facing dog. Now walk the hands forward in front of you, keeping the weight on your legs. Head down, reach. You can keep a nice soft bend in the knees if you need to. Dive your head down. Make sure you're reaching out through the arms. Make sure your weight and effort is on your legs, not your arms. Pull the shoulder blades back. Reaching out through the fingers. Open wide. 2 more breaths. One more deep breath into your wide-legged downward facing dog. And we'll go right into a window. Again, if you need to bend the knees to get your hands to the floor, soften the knees up. Left hand under the chest, take a breath in. And on your exhale, bring your right arm up. Turn your head, look up your right arm. Try to have your palm forward. 3 breaths. Reaching up and behind you with each exhale. A little bit more. Try to keep the legs stationary, knees straight, all the movements through the hips and trunk. Let's take 1 more breath. Take a breath in, bring your right hand down, and on your exhale, bring the left arm up. Take things slow. Each side of the body is different. Each day is different. Find your sticking point. 3 breaths past your sticking point. Getting leverage on the floor with that bottom right hand as we reach behind as far as you can. Let's take 1 more breath into it. Excellent. Come back to the center. Bring the hands to the floor. Go ahead and unroll the spine up 1 vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. We're going to work on the hamstrings a lot today. I want you to step the feet in. Put your right foot over top of your left. Right leg over top of your left. Take a nice big breath in. Find your center. Reach, reach, reach overhead. Abs in tight. Press the feet into the floor, and on your exhale, cross-legged forward fold. Relax down into your knees. Take it slow. This is going to put you into the stretch really quickly in this cross-legged position. Keep the back knee as straight as you can. You can keep the hands up here on your thigh or knee if you need to, and then just fold your chest, head in towards your knee. And then keep trying to trace your hands down lower and lower. 2 more breaths. There is a possibility I might have to go and change the batteries in this mic pack at some point. I can hear it cutting in and out. We'll see how it goes. 1 more breath. Peel the back up. We always unroll 1 vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, cross your left leg over top of your right. Try to have the feet right next to each other. Take a nice big breath in. Bring the arms overhead. Find your center before we exhale and fold down. Keep your balance. Stay steady. 3 breaths. Our cross-legged forward fold. 2 breaths. 1 more breath, folding into your knees. Relax the head and chest down deeper. Peel the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, go right back to the widest stance you can, but still feeling strong in the legs. Take the hands to the floor. Walk them over to your left foot or ankle and fold into your left knee for 3 breaths. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. Toes are pointed forward. Grab as low as you can on your leg. So if you had to bend your knees to get to the floor, just come up a little higher on your leg. Grab as low as you can on your left leg or foot. Fold into your left knee. 2 more breaths. One more breath. So we're stretching the hamstrings on that left leg. Now we're going to stretch the adductors on the left leg. Take the hands under the chest. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, bend your right knee and keep your left leg nice and straight. Go down into lateral low lunge stretch for 3 breaths. Try to keep the feet flat. As you bend that right knee, let your hips drop down. Make sure you're feeling that great stretch on the inside of your left leg. 2 more breaths. Reach out through those left toes, keeping the foot flat as you bend the right knee. 1 more breath. Good. Come back to the center. Take your hands to your right leg as low as you can grab, or your right foot. Fold into your right knee. Find your sticking point. And we'll take 3 breaths into it. So relax your head, chest deeper into your right leg. With each exhale, in the nose, out the mouth, or out the nose. One more breath, guys. Folding into your right knee. Get through those sticking points. Take the hands to the floor under your chest as you bend the left knee. Go right into lateral low lunge pose. Right leg straight, bending the left knee. Opposite side. Let your hips drop. 3 breaths. We're going to take it to the floor after this in just a little bit. 2 more breaths. One more breath in our lateral low lunge stretch. Come back to center, tabletop, unroll the spine up nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, step to one back edge of your mat, whichever side you can see me best. We're going to walk the hands out into full prone plank position. We're going to chaturanga all the way down to the floor. We're going to push up into either low or high cobra, whichever is better for your back. Take your hands to your mat. Walk out slowly with control, precision. Plank, full plank position. Keep the elbows in. Very slowly lower yourself down. Let the knees come down, then the hips, and then the stomach. Press the head, chest up as high as you're able. Can stay down here. Low cobra. Lift the head, chest. Pull the shoulders back a little bit. You can start to extend the arms and go into as high of a cobra as you like. 3 breaths. Abs tight. Squeeze your glutes in. Anytime we do extension in the spine, meaning we're arching the back, you want to squeeze your glutes, draw your abs tight, feel the difference on the pressure on your low back when you do that. 1 more breath. Bring it back into our child's pose. Get neutral all the way back. Keep feet flat. Get as low as you can into your mat and take 3 breaths in our very first child's pose. Stretch your arms out, keeping your butt down deep onto your feet. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And we're going to go right back to full prone plank position and start our heel presses. Step the feet back one at a time, come into plank. Press your heel into the floor as you bend your other knee. And we're walking the knees, heel presses, abs tight. Don't worry about moving with me exactly. Remember, it's all about your breath, your rhythm, your flow. Inhale as you go to the other side. Exhale as you press the heel. Get good movement in the ankles and feet. Stretching Achilles tendons, soleus, and calves. Abs are in tight. We're going to go to pigeon right afterwards. 3 breaths in our heel presses. Driving the heel into the floor. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Flatten out very slowly. Draw your right leg under into the pigeon position like so. Let your back knee come down. Slide your left leg back straighter and straighter. And make sure you're feeling the stretch on the outer glute hip of that right leg crossed under. Don't roll to your side like this. You want to stay center and square over that leg you have crossed under your body. And if you feel so inclined, start to drop your chest down towards your mat. 3 breaths. Just remember, nothing past an 8. Discomfort, never pain. Give this one a little bit of time. Let it do its thing. Couple more breaths in your pigeon. Keep trying to work lower. Let's take 1 more breath in our pigeon. We're going to go do that sequence. Cross the left leg under this time. Come back into full prone plank position. Hands under the shoulders. Bring the back knee off the floor and draw your right leg back for our heel presses. 1 more time. Drive heel into the floor. If you want to start diving the head down a bit more, getting into a little bit more of a down dog position, you can let that stretch go higher into the hamstrings. Your choice, wherever you feel good with your arms. Turn the hip in with the bent knee. Slightly dive the head down if you wish, or stay flat in full prone plank to do them. Here we go, 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Last breath, flatten your back out if you're in down dog. Slowly cross your left leg under to pigeon. Let the back knee come down softly. Then we slide that right leg back as straight as you can without rolling to your side. There should still be a gap between the floor and your outer left hip. Unless you're extremely flexible, then you can get that hip all the way down to the floor without rolling to the side, but there's probably going to be somewhat of a space. Let's hang out for a bit, 3 breaths. Make sure you're feeling that great stretch on the outer back side of that left leg crossed under your body. You can be high or low in the pigeon. Work through your sticking points wherever you are. Let's take 1 or 2 more breaths into it, guys. Just give it a little bit more time. Last breath, we're going to do a little different variation of forward low lunge. Bring yourself up tall. Uncross your left leg so you can come into table pose, and we'll sit up tall, hero pose. So we just stretched the back side of the legs out pretty good. Heel presses, pigeon, got the posterior moving a little bit better. Let's work on the front of the hips, and forward low lunge is, I believe, our best opportunity to do that. Bring your right leg out in front of you, but instead of being right in front of your hip, I want you to take it out 45 degrees. So if this is right in front of the hip, right leg's out 45 degrees with a nice big angle at the knee, so we have plenty of room to open the hips up. Keep your head, chest up nice and tall. And on your exhale, go ahead and push the hips forward. Make sure the knee stays right in line with the toes. And we're really opening the hips up. I want you to make sure you had that foot way out in front of you, big angle at the knee. And as we push the hips forward, we're getting a stretch on the adductors of that right leg we have up front, hopefully. And then we're also getting a stretch on the inner thigh in front of the hip of that back left leg. Lift your head, chest up nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back. Open those hips up. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Abs tight. Practicing perfect posture. 1 more breath. Good. Take your hands to the floor, nice and slow. Keep the left hand down. Nice and easy. Bring the right arm up and reach behind you with the palm forward. 3 breaths. So we're still pushing the hips down and forward like so. All we're doing is reaching up with that right hand, and after we push those hips down, we're gonna twist and reach behind you. 3 breaths. Just take things slow. A lot of dynamic stretching going on here. We're asking a lot of things to move and stretch. Find that 8 of discomfort as far as the stretch goes and hold it. 2 more breaths through that stick point. 1 more breath. Moving those hips good. Take the right hand down to join your left. Step that right leg back. Sit up tall, hero pose. Step the left leg out 45 degrees from the hip. Make sure you have that foot way out there. You should have a big angle at the knee already. Head, chest tall. Push the hips forward, keeping that front left knee in track with the toes. Lift your head, chest up, pull the shoulders back, abs tight. 3 breaths. Do whatever you want with your arms. I'm just kind of keeping mine where they're comfortable, focusing on the hip stretch. 3 breaths where we add our twist. Big stretch right on the inner thigh in front of the hip of that back right leg. Also on the inner thigh and inner hip, that lead front left leg. Really open those hips up big. Let's give it 1 more breath. This time, we take the right hand down to the floor. On your exhale, bring the left arm up and reach behind you while still leaning the hips forward. Ooh, there's a big adjustment. That's why we do this. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. We're going to go back into our child's pose. Just bring the left hand down to join your right. Draw the left knee back to join your back right leg. Let's go ahead and just sink into our child's pose for a breath or so. Let's give the hips a little break. See if we can get deeper onto our feet, deeper into our mat. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath, and I'm going to ask you to sit on your bottom any way you can. Just let your bottom come to your mat, swing your legs out in front of you. Let's go ahead and already lay flat. We're getting close to that time. You need to start moving on here. If you can roll yourself back, Roll back one vertebrae at a time using the abs, or go to your side if your back doesn't like that. Once you get flat, bring your arms behind you and get as long as you can for our good morning stretch. Decompress, open and stretch the whole body up. 3 breaths, reaching back through the fingers, reaching down through the toes. Everything is pulling away from the trunk and spine. One more nice big breath in. Bring the knees to your chest. Nice and easy. Hug them down as firmly as you can. Turn yourself into the smallest ball you can make for 3 breaths. Squeeze the abs. Hug the knees as firmly as you can into your body. One more nice big breath. Perfect. Extend your left leg down straight, keeping the right knee over the hip at 90 degrees. Put your right arm as high out to your side as you can with your palm up. So stretch your arm out to your side and then reach it up high as you can, keeping that right shoulder down. Take the right knee over to your left for our classic single lying hip twist, which we very often do in this class. Make sure as you take that knee over, you're not letting your right shoulder lift up. So we're stretching the right pec, chest, front of the shoulder, and the back of that right hip. 2 more breaths. One more breath, working that knee closer and closer to the floor. We'll go right into the other side. Return that right knee over your hip and extend it down to join your left. Bring the left knee over the hip. Keep it bent at 90 degrees the whole time. Extend your left arm out to your side as high up as you can with the palm up, and on your exhale, go ahead and start working that left knee over towards the floor. Take it slow. Almost always get an adjustment on this one, even after all that stretching. Nope, not today. 2 breaths. One more breath. We're going to finish up with a couple more little stretches instead of Shavasana and focusing on breath. Let's get a little bit more stretching in today. Bring that left knee back over your hip nice and slow. Sit yourself up or roll yourself up any way you can. Have your legs extended straight out in front of you. Lock your knees, flex your toes. We're going to do a quick forward spine stretch and finish with some gentle neck stretching. Take a big breath in. Sit up as tall as you can. Get your arms in line with your ears. Draw the abs tight, reaching up through the fingers, reaching the crown of your head to the sky. Take a big breath in, keeping the legs straight and the toes to the ceiling. Reach out through the arms to the feet. Fold into your legs for 3 breaths. Forward spine stretch, and you can see why they call it that. Look at the nice rounding of the back and spine as we reach out and fold down. We're stretching the hamstrings and the low back. Tuck your chin, look at your belly button, round the shoulders and upper back as you fold down into your legs and reach out through your arms. 2 breaths. Working through those little sticking points, 1 breath at a time. One more breath. I'm going to ask you to just get into a cross-legged position. heel yourself back nice and slow. Cross your legs. I'm going to just turn so you can see me better, but you can sit any way you like. Rest your arms right on your legs or wherever is comfortable. Tuck your chin into your chest. Take a breath in and take your left ear over to your left shoulder. Look up and back, high to the sky. Exhale as you take your right ear into your right shoulder and then your chin back across the chest. 3 more. Inhale as you round up, look up high to the sky. Exhale as you round down. 2 more. Inhale, round up nice and slow with your breath. Exhale, round down. 1 more time in this direction. Inhale, round up. Please be very careful. Take them slow. Exhale, round down. Come back to your chest. Take a breath in and go right ear to right shoulder first. Look up high to the sky. Exhale, down, left ear, left shoulder. 3 more. Let the head roll around the top of the spine and body. Exhale, down. 2 more. Get all those little adjustments out of the C-spine. Get those neck muscles to relax. 1 more time around, guys. Inhale as you round up. Exhale as you round down. Bring your chin back to your chest. Lift your head up. And I think that is where we'll go ahead and have to stop our Yogalates flow for today. It is that time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me come up. A little scattered this morning. Had some more technical errors myself, so let me get your audio on in case and pause.